Right, just going through and putting in more material for the guide rail around the bottom. You can see here, just like what we did for the router insert plate. Here for the T-slot, and again here for the T-slot. Drop that on the glue. A couple of pins to hold it there, and sweet. So here's another look at that assembly. And obviously that's its mate. Okay, cool. Okay guys, it is pissing down again. So I've had to move the table inside. I was outside before, and I was doing skirts and arcs for my bathroom. This thing is amazing. Once you're up and going and just having that clampability and something to work on, and I love this table. It's gonna, productivity is gonna be up. Okay, I just wanted to show you where we got to yesterday. A couple of things from Carbotech arrived. So we got the T-slots here. We routed those in, easy. Getting better at that. Also, the miter gauge arrived. Easy. We'll strap some timber to the face of this, and probably the most exciting bit of all is from Carbotech. This is the hardware kit for the T-slot track, so we can pretty much build anything, any jig we want now for that fence. And the way that operates is, obviously we've got knobs and but the T-slot bolts, we've left 20 mils here as an entrance. It goes in, and then that's the start of our fence there, isn't it? And on the back of the fence we'll have knobs, tighten it down, easy. So this will be able to slide right through, which is pretty much exactly the same as Ron's design. And also for the miter gauge to have that run out past the table, as long as we're halfway through the router table and then back, we're all good. These, I'm still going with that same method of basically just sandwiching whatever I want in the table, just sandwiching it on top with a couple of bits of MDF either side, and then plunge the router in and run it either side of the stock. And that way you've got those parameters that it can't run out on, so you're not gonna fuck it up. It's good. Next on the hit list today is getting the TR12. I had to use some easy outs yesterday. I mean, this thing has done an absolute ton of work, and the factory base plate, all of the screws that were in it were pretty shagged. The heads on them had a hard time, you know. So what I've gone and done is drilled into those, used an easy out to wind them out after soaking them with CRC for the night before. Now I've gone and transferred that onto the Craig jig. We'll lay that out, and my wife's just gone to the hardware store now to get some longer bolts with a few other bits and pieces, supplies for me. So I'll be able to drill that on, mount that to here, and then we'll be able to put that in the table. And I mean, it's getting close, isn't it? It's getting close. One problem I did have when routing out for the miter gauge, because this is actually, the track is in two pieces. You can't see that joint because, ow, it's so good. But what wasn't good was there was a little bit of lack of glue on my meat underneath here, and so that meat actually had fallen out while I was routering it and sort of trying to chisel it. So last night I just gave that some more tight bond, propped it up in there, and let the glue do its thing. So that's all good now. We can get rid of that. But apart from that, it's all pretty good. Building the fence is that's going to be the next step, I guess. Large here. I'm going to use pretty much the same design as Ron Paulk's, and try and incorporate a bit of the Incra router fence, which is super cool, but it's like 500 notes. So we'll try and build our own. We'll put a vacuum port on it so it can attach to the HiKOKI vac, and this thing's going to be legit. Okay, sweet. So got a few things to get ticked off today. So yeah, sweet. Let's get into this router before we waste too much more time. Right. So Mum has returned with some from 1 to 10 machine screws, countersunk M5s. Surprising. I didn't think they'd be M5s. I thought they'd be M4s. Anyway, let's hope Mumsy's right. So we will whip this out. Okay, nice snug fit. That's good. So on the back of the Craig router plate from Carbotech, we've got these positioning lines, which I was able to take our original base plate from the TR12 once I got it off with the easy outs, and able to line that up exactly how I want it, and obviously the orientation that we want it inside the bench. So I then went and took the handles off the TR12 because it's pretty much going to live in this situation from now on. This will be the finishing arena. So we have lined these holes up with centre and how we want it to be. I'm going to drill these through. We'll push them through, we'll screw it to the bottom of the TR12, we'll get this in there. I thought I would do that on a quick little time lapse, and that will show that rather than you watching me in real time. It'll be painful. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so got the Formica adjustable fence. This is all fluid now, so we can close right up on the router piece. So we're going to be using this one here. Let's come up on it, and if we're going for a 10 roughly, tighten that. Lock that down there and there. And now we can just move the fence right in on it. Lock that up. This whole T-track set has been awesome. I can think of multiple uses of this now. Probably need some larger penny washers on the back of these. I'll get those on Monday. And bring it right on it, which is awesome. I've also just adjusted the height of the inset router table just so it's a hair higher than my outfeed table and a hair under on my infeed. I've still got this to sort out here, but I'll get a screw into that later on. Yeah, so we're all fully adjustable. That closes up on our vac port here, so the extraction's good. Let's give that a hoon. I mean, this one's really just a prototype, and I mean, they're going to get carved out, aren't they, on site? So, but yeah, it's generally got the idea. I'll find a bit of timber and we'll run it through it. Google A's. Yeah, so boom, switch the router, hit the vac, and we're good. Man, that's awesome. Okay, that totally works. Sweet. Happy days. Woohoo! Okay, a couple of adjustments there, and I think we've got it a bit tighter. So here we are adjustable, and obviously the fence is now adjustable on our lugs. So we can take that to wherever we want. Then we can lock up on the blade, which is just going to make the extraction port that much more efficient. Could almost do with like a little flap, you know, depending on the width of your stock that came over that dressed up the rest of it. But the HiKOKI vac just seems to suck it all out anyway on anything that I've tested so far. So let's just give that a run. We'll lock that in position there and there. Set the router for that. Bit of that. Okay, so we had a little clash just here coming over. You see that there? That's better there. Looks like it's rolling in a little bit. Anyway, we can dial that in and set that up. That's cool. I have also adjusted the infeed, so I am probably 1/2 mil lower with the router insert table at the infeed, and I'm probably 1/2 mil higher on the outfeed, just so there's no clash there or there. That's good. Still need to tighten these up just with a little screw, I think, just to stop that. These have got so much clamping power that they're just going to pull that track straight out of there with the small amount of glue that's in there. So we'll do that this afternoon. But essentially, shit, that's pretty cool, eh? Just love having the vac hooked up. Super handy, and just like a sweet little bit of kit that's always on the table. And that thing's just so mobile that you can just tuck it away underneath the table and all good. Okay, sweet. I'll make a few more adjustments to that, but essentially that is the prototype of the router fence complete, I think, isn't it? Yeah, we'll call it finished anyway. That'll be sweet. We'll hoon up some other bits of wood, make some other stuff, and we've added a few other little things, just holders and bits and pieces for tools and where stuff's going to go, and a internal hook for my nail bag and stuff when I'm not wearing it. So just little bits and pieces that were sort of refined on site last week when we were using it, and you're like, oh, where am I going to put this, or what's this for, or yeah, but it's all pretty close, and just like I say, super handy on site, just more efficient, getting through work faster, and just having somewhere that's your base, you know, back to the finishing arena. It's cool. Awesome.